Marty, I know you've been wanting to talk about this topic for the longest time. Um, tough lessons also for Gilas Pilipinas is, and this is centered on the tallest player in the Gilas Pilipinas lineup, the youngest player in the Gilas Cadets roster. Of course, Kai Soto. Okay, Marty, let's put it simple na. Let's simply put it this way. Kai's issue is not a matter of representing the country. Kai has done this multiple times, like we mentioned a while ago, under 17, 18, 19. He's been there. He's suited up for Gilas so many times. But this, going from G League, traveling all the way to the Philippines, and oops, cancel tournament, you're going back to the G League. It's about making the wisest, the safest decision in a time of pandemic. Diba, Marty?
Yes, and I just feel like the way you described it nga, there's just really too much going on. And kung si Kai naman, he said, their group, they have to figure out what their goal is talaga. Kasi kung si Kai, he's been saying for years na, it's his dream to make it to the NBA. When I say the ones that are managing him, and maybe the parents, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Pero if your goal is to make it to the NBA, you're already there. And with this whole Gilas situation, the timing is just off. Because we saw it with his teammate in Ignite, si Principal Singh. He actually represented India in the FIBA window, the last window. But there was no G League bubble at the time. And now that you're already with the G League Ignite, and then the bubble is going to start, you leave. I just don't think that the timing was right.
Exactly, Marty. See, Javi also wants to say a piece. Wants to say a piece about this. Go lang, Javi.
Yeah, the fact that the fact that Kai wanted to represent the national team is well and good. But bata pa yan eh. He has years ahead of him, and there will be more opportunities for him to represent the national team in the years to come. Ngayon, he's chasing that NBA dream. I feel like it was just really too selfish on the part of the SBP for him to be brought back here at home just to play and gain experience with the national team in what was supposed to be the Doha bubble, which didn't happen. I mean, siguro it could have worked if the Doha bubble pushed through, because it was maybe worth some sort of the sacrifice of missing the G League bubble with Ignite. But ngayon, wala na. He's trying to go back to the States. He's trying to catch up sa bubble sa G League. But wala, the Ignite team, they're already off to a good start. They're 4-0 already. They had developed some kind of system and rhythm already with the players on hand. And that's why Brian Shaw was hands off when he was asked about if Kai was going to be able to join them pa when news broke out that he was going to try to go back. Because really it's out of his hands anymore, because the way that the SPP did this was really, really, downright selfish talaga. Because yung bata, he's chasing a dream. And I don't think the country, with regards to the SPP, was right in doing that to hamper or take a step back in his dream to make it to the NBA. Kasi in the end, our whole country will benefit from it if he's gonna make it to the NBA. And right now, he really needs that experience playing in the G League, because the mock drafts they released, and hindi siya kasama dun sa mga listahan, and that's why he needs to prove himself. This is the competition that he needs. He needs that exposure for the scouts, for everybody to see him, that he can play in the NBA.
True. Oo nga, Happy, no? And I'm also thinking, it got me thinking yung sinabi mo. We all know how strict the NBA protocol is when it comes to yung bubble setup nila. Diba? In Orlando, alam naman natin nangyayari sa player. If you dare go out of it, there's gonna be consequences. Ang problema, ang hirap kasi dito, ang dami mong, you have to seek clearance on so many levels. Not only yung travel, iba pa yun. Pero clearance from SBP na, okay, SBP, tanungin natin yung G League, yung NBA, if they will still allow Kai to na papasukin siya sa bubble na yun. Pero parang naka-set up na yun eh. Ang hirap lang na, of course, we're hoping na sana makabalik si Kai, pero the reality is, there's logistically it's gonna take, quite a bit of negotiation, quite a bit of, 'di ba, parang clarification or at least parang justification na bakit, kung ikaw yung NBA, why are we okay, akala ko you requested to go out, 'di ba, not participate in the bubble. Now, parang in just what, couple of weeks time, babalik na naman siya, 'di ba? Parang yun yung testy thing about it, Javi.
Yeah, I just feel like their decision making was very clouded with the fact that they just wanted Kai here to represent the Gilas team, because siguro they thought that having Kai in the Gilas team will really be boost to our team, but really it was taking us a step back because there were a lot of things that you had to consider in this decision making process, and I feel like they didn't really look at all other aspects of it. Kasi we are here now. Kai is facing that conundrum right now. If he is gonna be able to play in this G League bubble, and what if hindi siya makalaro? What if hindi siya makahabol? And then he's gonna have to take a step back and then join the G League again. Kung pwede naman nasana siya magpa-draft next year along with his batchmates in the Ignite team. So sayang talaga, they didn't consider the time that had to be sacrificed for Kai talaga to chase this NBA dream, and it's really very disappointing because this guy's just a kid. We're putting too much pressure on him, and people don't realize that it takes a toll on the kid also.
Yeah.
But also goes back to my point about timing. He's only 18, pero basketball, it goes by quick.
Yes.
And you're gonna be in trying to be in two different places. It's not gonna work out. And now I was watching the G League game, and they said that even the league, they don't even know if he's gonna be able to enter or when, because of the protocols, the testing, and that he needs to go through. So really, it's just too much going on from his side.
And also, Anthony, might
Marty, Javi, go ahead.
In basketball, timing is everything. I just like to flashback to what happened to my high school teammate Jerry Pingoy when he missed out 2 years in college. That was very valuable time. If he was able to play right away, I'm sure his star would have shined brighter.
Yun nga eh. And soon, Javi, we're gonna talk about more on Jerry, no? Kasi magkakaroon din tayo ng of course ng PBA draft preview, and his story is something to take a look at. Pero Marty, you have great points about Kai. Of course, tayo we're coming in this from an totally outsider's perspective. No, we don't know the advice he's receiving from his camp. I'm sure they all really want the best for him. Pero sometimes kasi maybe it's you just got to let the 18-year-old be a kid, and just yun lang eh, parang just follow his heart right now. That's all you can give him. Diba? You made all of them in a circle made the biggest decision to, are we going pro? Check. Yes, we're going pro. So what do you have to do now if you're going pro? So eto na, ganun. So from the bottom of our hearts, we just want to say na just follow that path. Keep it straight. If you're going pro, you're going pro. Tunnel vision na muna. It's okay to be selfish, if that's the term for it. Diba? Try to selfish in a good way. Selfish in trying to say na this is his goal right now. Let's focus on that. Diba? Let's really narrow in on that. Go lang, Marty.
From the start talaga, he said naman NBA talaga. And they said they had offers in Europe or America. He eventually chose the States. And I think the G League was actually the best option for him because he's already under the NBA umbrella. And it's like their startup program. So obviously they'd want all their players to be drafted. Because why would the upcoming player see na, 3 players pala weren't drafted, why will I take their program? So they're really trying to do their best to push all the players to make it into the draft. And there's really too much going on with Kai. Na before anything even happened, he released merch. He already has his own academy. They should really just focus on what has to be done to make it to the NBA, which was his goal from the start.
Yun nga, no, Marty. Less hype, more grind. But I think we've touched on this before, Marty. For Kai, okay, given the reality now, ang hirap na bumalik sa bubble, okay? Assuming that he's not, just preparing for the worst. Now, assuming that he's not, going to be permitted to join Team Ignite in the G League bubble. Parang this 2021 draft class, just to be frank, like what Javi said a while ago, mock drafts don't have him even in the second round. We're not inventing things here. We're stating facts. ESPN mock drafts do not have his name listed, right? He's stacked up against big names across the board, from Evan Mobley, you name it. Uh, all these top recruits in his draft class. So Marty, is it better for Kai to parang focus now on just skills development, player development, getting healthy, getting stronger, and then maybe take a shot at the 2022 draft class rather than this year's?
I believe so, but he also has to sit down and look at his options. Besides the training, he has to talk to his G League team if they're going to take him back in. Because the way Brian Shaw is talking right now, it's like he's not interested at all. But, he has to figure that out. And if you have another option in Europe, and they'll help you with your development. Again, next year he'll only be 19. But what if the year doesn't go as well? The next year will be 20, 21, 22, and you're going to miss out on your chance. But really, you have to be part of a team. He has to be part of a team next year so he can develop his skills and also be seen. Because if you're not part of a team, you're just going to be like, in the basketball world, you're out of sight, out of mind. So
Yes.
look what's happening to him right now. It's very difficult. He's not playing anywhere. So he has to be part of a team.
Marty, great point that you mentioned, looking at other options, and you mentioned the Europe route. Javi, I wanna go into this. Before, let's backtrack. 2 years ago, or even 2 years ago, no. Kai was already receiving offers from Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, Baskonia, and even in Germany from Alba Berlin. Javi, okay, to the average to casual basketball fan, of course, alam niya NBA, G League. But the clubs that I mentioned are big time clubs in European basketball, and they have these academies from junior team to senior team. Plus, si Eric Mekno, former PBA MVP, he recently tweeted out that Kai isn't gonna crack it as a quote-unquote American big, aka the Tyson Chandler mold. 7-footer, can jump out of the gym, really physical, athletic, long and strong. So Eric Menk was saying na maybe Kai should take a look at Europe, because when think about this, Javi. European basketball, does it favor 18-year-old prodigies? Yes, it does. Best case example is Luka Doncic. Si Luka Doncic was pro at the age of 13 and 14. So, him going against guys who were in their mid-20s, look what he did to his development. So, if Kai gets a shot like that in Europe, para sa akin, win-win na yan, diba, at this point?
Yeah, because, judging by Kai's body frame, he's really fit to play the way that European bigs play the game. Some sort of a mold of a Kristaps Porzingis, someone who can stretch the floor, give them length on the defensive end. That's really how Kai is developing to be. And, tama ka, he's not fit to be an American big, someone in the mold of Tyson Chandler, or, the way the NBA bigs are right now. European way of playing is the way for Kai to go, and I'm really pushing for that also. I've been also thinking about that before, and when I heard Eric Mek say that, I really totally agreed with him, because that's the way Kai is, growing up to be. He has the length. He's 7'3", and he's still gonna grow. He's just 19. Siguro tatangkad pa yan ng 1 or 2 inches. And for him to be able to develop in Europe is gonna be a good way for him to develop his career. And yung grassroots program sa Europe is very nice. It's produced results. It's produced players who made it to the NBA, yung successful players. Yun yung kulang natin sa Philippines talaga, yung grassroots and the exposure. Because I really believe, and I've said this before in a lot of the shows that I've guested in our podcast, I've said this before, I believe the Filipino talent in basketball is at par with the rest of the world. What we're lacking is grassroots development and exposure.
True, true. And hopefully Kai can get that. Marty, what do you think? Kai Soto suiting up for Real Madrid. Game or no?
Well, if there's an offer, then that's good.
Yeah.
But he really needs to just choose a team that wants him. Because at this point, he doesn't have the luxury of choosing anymore and dictating everything. Because we saw naman, like, his game is not like na pag-aagawan siya ng mga team.
Yeah.
So he has to adjust naman himself also and just really see what's best for him and the options. I'm pretty sure naman there are other options there.
Yeah, yeah. And tayo na lang, no? Again, from our end, we wish Kai all the best. Wherever that takes him, be it kung sa States man or even in Europe, just stick to that pro dream and just make the most out of any opportunities that come your way. So good luck with Kai and Marty, Javi, before we end. Okay, so FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, the bubble, according to recent reports, shifts back to the hands of the SBP, and it might be held now over in Clark again, where we had the PBA bubble last year, pero it's still awaiting IATF approval. Javi, quick one. I mean, we're so excited na, okay, yes, may basketball sa Pilipinas, may FIBA basketball sa Pilipinas, pero kailangan pa na natin tandaan, meron yang government clearance na iniintay, may travel clearance na iniintay, travel arrangement, logistics, and dates. What's one thing na for you? Sana the SBP really fixes it. Sana ayusin talaga nila to para successful yung Clark bubble natin.
Well, I think, Anthony, it's out of their hands, really. It's the ball is in the court of the government right now and the IATF, and also the way the coronavirus is spreading right now. There's a new strain, so it's really very complicated. And the SBP, I'm sure, has been doing everything in their power to push for this. Pumasok na nga yung decision ni Chairman Emeritus MVP for them to push para masalba yung dapat bubble sa Doha na ngayon tayo na yung mag-host. So really, it's in the hands of the government right now. I hope, there will be no hiccups anymore. But yun nga, we live in uncertain times and we just really hope for the best. Optimism is hard to come around nowadays, but we're really still hoping and praying that the Clark bubble will eventually push through.
Right. Marty, before we close this, what's your looking at the long road ahead for Gilas? I know, we've stumbled through some obstacles, pero what's your best wish na lang for Gilas Pilipinas for, possibly for another bubble tournament and, other competitions moving forward?
Well, for me, the ultimate wish is to get Jordan Clarkson eligible for Gilas. Kasi if he can be a local naman, talagang you've seen him naman perform in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
Last game he had 40 points. Imagine, I think we'll be the best team in Asia automatically if he starts playing with us. And for this next few bubbles naman, I'm pretty sure they're ready and prepared for everything. So, just, play basketball. And Coach Tab naman has put that na you don't try to hurt anyone. And just, when you play basketball, they're fun to watch.
Hopefully, just, yun na lang. Sana basketball continues. Basketball safely continues.
Sniffing your papers!
You see me?
Why you did that? Why you did that?
Can you follow me back on Instagram?
Yeah, I don't run it.
Huh?
I don't run it.
You don't?